people don't tell women the truth these days. Men get told the truth all the time. Women have no problem telling a man, I don't want an average man. It happens every day on my show. TLC said they don't want no scrubs, and we have no problem telling average men, you ain't crap. But if I just happen to have the nerve to agree with the woman that says she's average, then I'm Satan. I think that's interesting.
Women have no problem getting online talking about how men ain't ish, men are dogs, men, if a man isn't this tall, if he doesn't make this much, if he's too short, if he doesn't have a big D, if he doesn't have, buku money, if he can't give her the lifestyle that she wants, then he has no value. And we wonder why men are so frustrated, tired and done with relationships, tired and done with marriage, and they're focusing on themselves. And if you tell a woman the truth, if you actually say something, you get labeled with all these different things, and you are basically crucified.
Let's check out the comments first, that what individuals need to say regarding this. So many women in America overvalue themselves these days. It's sickening. Sad thing is, there are many good men out there that know they won't be appreciated half as good as they could be. Imagine someone telling you that you're short, but they're barely in your line of sight. Women's biggest issue will always be the lack of accountability. Plus, most of these women demand a life that they themselves can't afford. Men are not frustrated, they're just done. If men want to see results, all they have to do is just leave the girls alone. Stop dating them. Stop marrying them. Stop giving them compliments. Stop opening their doors. Just stop. Then grab a big bag of popcorn and sit back and watch the reaction. It'll be absolute best men TV ever produced in the history of television. Women have millions of standards for men. Men have 3 standards for women: love, respect, and loyalty. Let that sink in. Women can put all sorts of labels on men and judge them in all sorts of ways. But the moment a man says something about a woman, he's a misogynist.
Feminism has definitely ruined all of that. Where it comes to men being men step up. I don't know if you guys saw that article that there was some girl that was drowning and the guy saved her life, and then he was like, she was going to sue him for touching her. Oh, he touched me without my consent. Bitch, you were under the water, you were dying. Like, he literally saved your life. And she's like, well, for a brief moment, I was grateful that I was alive. This is why men don't step up, because when they do the right thing, they get crucified. If you want better men, be better women, because it starts with you. How you act, how you carry yourself, how you talk to them. Treat a man like a king, he'll treat you like a...
Let's check out the comments first, that what individuals need to say regarding this. Wanting help is admitting that you aren't equal. Schrodinger's feminism, being both victimized and empowered at the same time. Until they find a situation where they have to decide which one benefits them more. Accountability is a feminist's kryptonite. Yeah, I've heard more than one story about women getting violated on the bus, then suing the men that rescued them from the violator. Men have no obligation to protect random women. Let's get that up front. Add to that, these are the same women that do all the crowing about toxic masculinity and so forth, and how we don't need men. Just like the people that want to abolish the police. Until they are uncomfortable, then they want to call the cops. Women's ability to rationalize their own bad behavior and choices makes them dangerous. Where were your sisters in need? How come women do not stand up for other women? Why are you assuming it is a man who should help? Any man who helped her would be charged with a hate crime, and she would testify against that man to keep her friends and media from thinking her biased. Imagine risking your life to save somebody only to be attacked for it, and women wonder why we don't do anything when they're struggling to lift a heavy weight off themselves in the gym. They accuse men for not helping, and when we do help, they attack us for it. Therefore, men have learned to not help any longer. Here's an example.
Had such a scary incident happen to me on one of the trams in Melbourne, and I'm still so shaken up right now. But basically, I was on the tram and this man got on, and he was sitting probably about 3 meters away from me. And I was very wary about him, but I also don't want to judge a book by its cover, and I try not to discriminate. So I just sat where I was and I was keeping my eye on him. But you could just tell he was so high on something. He was just speaking to himself. And then he pulled out a full bottle of red wine and started sipping that from the bottle, and then spitting it out on the floor and making all these noises. I was keeping my eye on the situation. I also looked around and I could see there was another woman sitting behind me, and she was also feeling very uncomfortable. But then he made his way towards me and he tried to grab my phone, but I was holding on to it. So I just looked at him and I didn't say anything because I was quite scared. and then he sat down in front of me. So this is when I felt very uncomfortable, and I got up and I tried to move, but he put his leg out to block me. But I stepped over him and walked all the way to the back of the tram. And two other ladies that were around me also followed me towards the back of the tram. But then he started following us, and this is when I started recording, because I was like, I just never know what could happen, so just in case. And there were other people on the tram as well, which made it worse. There were all these men sitting there that did nothing, which is so frustrating as well. Especially seeing a young woman like me and another young woman who feels so uncomfortable, and we've got nowhere to go. Unfortunately, the tram doors weren't opening because it wasn't at a stop. I was just waiting for the next stop so I could just get out and leave the man. And then he went to the other lady and he started speaking very aggressively, and he was swearing. And this is when I started shaking. And I was trying to hold this together. I didn't want to draw attention to myself. So then I tried to go down the pathway, and he wouldn't let me. So I pushed past and I just went. But then he started following me again. And I was like, I need to get away from him. Then I got off the tram. It was so disgusting. He spat on me. And I felt so disgusted. And luckily the tram door was closed and he went off. Three other people who had also felt uncomfortable got off. The one guy gave me napkins to try and wipe down myself, and the other lady offered me wet wipes, and they were just standing by me. But it was just such a horrible experience because you're so helpless and you have no idea what this person might do, and the people around you are scared or not helping at all. I don't understand why people don't try and help people if they can.
Let's check out the comments first, that what individuals need to say regarding this. The fact she said she was afraid of being seen as prejudiced tells you a lot about the perpetrator. Lady, you are strong and independent. Why should another man intervene and face prosecution for assault? Men don't owe women protection. She could have moved, but was more worried about appearing judgmental. So she sat there, got what she suspected she would, and expected random men to put their lives up for her. Welcome to the new woke feminist dream world. Why should a man help out a woman? If it's a man helping out another man, I would understand, but women today are ungrateful. They didn't help you because you would have called them racists otherwise. You're probably calling all those Brits who are protesting as racists right now, but it's okay. You don't want to discriminate. There are literal videos of men helping out women from aggressors, only to die or get hurt trying to save them. Then they are forgotten on the side of the street. When you treat men like objects, they tend to become apathetic about human life. Women think every man is their husband and father, but is disgusted at the thought of ever being anything to men. You don't get to just ignore us until you need something. Their only standards are double standards, getting what you demanded and now won't take yes for an answer. Basically, if you don't help women, they call you a coward. But if you do help women, they call you a predator. Welcome to equality, ladies. You wanted it, you asked for it, you demanded it, you got it. Now enjoy it. That's a wrap for today on MGTOW Sigma. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you're the first to know when the next video is out. Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you tomorrow.